What's happening, good people? Today, I'm starting a bit of a series I like to call the 12 Days of Christmas. And it's not one of those ones where I'm going to be shilling products and saying on the first day you can get this, on the second day you can get that, on the third day go here or whatsoever. It's more actually a way of taking that festive time of the year and actually give back to the community. We're going to highlight and recap some of the gear that I have found through the channel that I thought is really good. Some creators, whether they be from the East Coast, West Coast, Canada, Europe, what have you, we're going to highlight them. Whether they do live streams, they do channels like mine, they are luthiers in a sense. We're going to have a whole bunch of different segments. We'll also be doing, something like as far as like those wonderful comments that sometimes filter into our comment section over here. And they're very far and few between, but figure you use them for a good laugh. As well, speaking of laughs, I'm thinking about doing a segment where I just, highlight all the funny clips, depending on how you look at it. Some of you might have been annoyed by them in our videos throughout the year, because you might not have gone back and watched the whole catalog of all those wonderful smacks or my gams on screen. So we'll put them all in one-stop shop for you. Hopefully you go back, find them in the past videos, but they'll be there for your viewing pleasure as well. Today, I'm starting off with the guitars. And I think that's just basically because you might be shopping for guitars for loved ones, or maybe hopefully your loved ones are watching this right now and you might get a guitar because of this. But in true Landon-esque Bailey fashion, I'm be starting in no particular order. Number 3 is the Firefly Explorer. So these are pretty decent guitars for the price. He has slight neck adjustment depending on who you speak with, or you see on the Facebook page or, a video. There are some out there that have needed some more work to them. But at the affordable price point, you have to think that you're going to be doing some sort of work to them. And somebody actually told me, or I heard somewhere, that if you get a guitar out of a cardboard box, you better expect to do some work with it. But take that for what it's worth. But what I liked about this guitar was actually the weight. It has a little bit of heft to it, but it's kind of what I expected. Really nice finish to it. The fret ends, no sprouting whatsoever. They were rounded nicely. It played nice. There was no real buzz to it. The pickups weren't bad sounding at all. And overall, the build quality and for the price, not bad at all. I didn't like the fact was the gloss neck kind of like slows you down a little bit. I know some people say that doesn't, hamper them whatsoever, but I feel like there's a difference between that and a satin neck. But I really had not much to complain about this guitar. And I feel like I would have wished that I have gone with a Les Paul model instead, because I think that would look killer. It'd be something that I'd probably play more. And don't know the next time I'm going to be able to get into the Firefly territory, just because there's so much other stuff out there to review that I don't know if I'm going to be able to buy one. Definitely hit the number 3 mark. And number 4 is the Fesley Les Paul. So this is my Les Paul that I currently have. And the reason why it made number 4 was just because it's kind of basic in a sense, but I guess that's where you're saving some money. They actually just came out with a newer range, and I don't know if that price range is just a little too high for my liking. Obviously, Fesley is not going to send me a guitar to review, so I don't think I would be going at that price point right now for something like that until I see maybe somebody out there that wasn't given one and actually went out and had to buy it to review. But this one was not bad. Out of the box, played pretty decent. Like I said, it has the flat finish, but it has a nice, like, cool binding type feature to it. The knobs weren't bad. They're not like super knurled, but they're grippy enough that you can turn them. The fret edges were fine. Sometimes you hear some of them, people, again, with the sprouting, but they weren't sharp at all. And what I liked about this was that it has the unfinished neck back here. So it kind of made it a plus. The thing that I didn't like about it, which I believe they corrected on this same exact model, but just the future ones, is that they no longer say Fesley every 5 inches on the guitar. So you have Fesley on both pickups, on the 12th fret, on the headstock, both times an F and a Fesley, and then on all the tuners. If you didn't know this was a Fesley guitar by looking at it, then I don't know what to tell you. The pickups, they're not active. They just look like they're active pickups. But for, at that, the price point, it definitely, I think, is deserving of number 4 position. Number 5 is the Squier debut Stratocaster. And this was Fender's answer. Well, I should say Squire's answer, because people complain when you call it a Fender, even though it says, by Fender on the headstock. But Squire's answer to the affordable range market over here. And this usually retails for about $119. The holiday season, it might be still at $99, which at that price, it's really a great deal. You get 30 days of Fender play in it as well, which there'll be a link down below if you want to try it out if you're not going to buy Fender. It is a affiliate link, because announcing today that I became part of the affiliate program there. But my opinions are still my own. I'm not going to be ever in the Fender fan club where they send you something and you have to be obligated to say stuff. So that probably means that eventually I'm going to lose the affiliate links. But this one I kind of was apprehensive at first about, putting on the top 5. But after a while thinking about it, price point, getting free lessons for a month online. Granted, you go to a tutor for 4 times in a month. That's going to be about $100. So you're saving some money there. But I know you're going to say you changed it, because in past video I did an upgrade to it where I took the pickups, the whole pick guard completely out of the Tees guitar and put it in this one, because the pickups weren't so great. But a lot of people get affordable guitars knowing that they're going to mod. So I think the platform is great for modding, and the pick guard fit in there no problem whatsoever. There was no routing that needed to be done. So all the screws, the pickup height, everything is the same as it was in the Tees guitar, and that was a full body size guitar. So people I know were apprehensive about modding these things because they didn't think that the body was thick enough. We also took the tuners from the Tees Telecaster, which were locking tuners, and threw them on here. Now it gives it a little bit more heaviness to the weight of it, but it kind of actually made the guitar feel a little bit different in a sense, because you have the thinner body, so it was lighter already, and you kind of have like a little bit of a neck dive, but I don't know, it just makes the guitar feel different, so it makes you want to play it a little different. So in that aspect, this is actually probably a guitar that I would not get rid of. A, because they're so widely, you can get them, and you could probably get a little bit more for the Firefly than you could get for this. But overall, I think this would probably be my good old knock around Strat type thing. So that's why it made number 5. I believe Landon probably would have gone to number 2 at this point, but might as well do something a little bit different. Number 1. The reason why you probably saw a paid promotion clicked on this thing is because this guitar was given to me, but all my opinions are my own. I've used it in many other videos, and anytime anybody asks me about a good, affordable Strat, I say a Tees guitar. So this isn't an advertisement for Tees, because this is a recap, but I didn't want the YouTube police or anybody else to complain that I had been given a product and I didn't write that click that box. But this guitar, to me, when I got it, as far as just the price point, obviously got it for free, but what they were charging for these, I mean, it was sick. It was, I think, $25 cheaper than my first guitar back in 1997, but played leaps and bounds. I wish I had that guitar still to compare to this thing, because if I had that guitar, I probably wouldn't be as bad of a guitar player as I am now, because I probably would have stuck with it longer. This thing feels amazing. It plays amazing. I didn't even want to take the pick guard out of this, but this one, this specific model, has a swimming pool route. So what better way to show the capabilities of how you could mod this thing than to take all this stuff, all these humbuckers, all these switches, because you can switch all of these to single coil, add the bridge pickup in to the mix, all of that fit into this guitar without any routing necessary. So I'm going to eventually take this, black it out, black this whole thing out, slap a Hello Kitty sticker on this thing, and I could charge $1,200 for it. Not that I'm going to do that, because if I gave up YouTube tomorrow, I probably would just buy a whole bunch of Tees guitars, and that goes along with the Telly. The price point is a little bit different between the Telly and the Strat, and I know this is basically like saying they're tied for number one. The reason why this beats out number two is customer service. And I know it's not just because I'm a YouTuber, because I go into other people's channels that have reviewed this guitar, and you could see in the comment section that they had reached out to the company whether they wanted something to have modded, because you can basically send them pickups and they'll mod the guitar for you. So you can get basically a custom affordable guitar for you. And they had no problem ever reaching out to anybody, getting any contact with somebody. Usually it's the owner or one of the people that does the setups, and it's instantaneously that you're talking to somebody live. You're not talking to some robotic person, AI, or anything like that whatsoever. To me, that just makes it amazing. It was so amazing that I bought a Tees Stratocaster for my nephew for Christmas. And I could say that because it's already there. Because it was for his birthday too. But again, I have no affiliation with them whatsoever. I'm not part owner. It's not my uncle. I wish it was my uncle, because then I would get more guitars for free. But obviously these are a fan favorite, because we're going to be giving away one of the Telecasters someday on the channel, because our viewers are so fond of the Tees guitar that I forget what models it was. Tees, West Creek, Firefly, and I think Fesley maybe. There was four choices, and they voted for the Tees guitar because my viewers know what's good. And number two is the West Creek JX50. So to me, this thing was pretty spot on spectacular. So the caveat to that is that I am not the original owner to it, so I don't know how much setup work was really done. This was given to me because I won it by those wonderful people from Fretnot, which I'll leave a link down below of the video of showing how you can win this guitar. And we actually collaborated with them last week on a live stream and gave away a Diamond Halcyon guitar, which was really awesome. These guys are really cool. But back to the guitar, the reason why it made number two was just because a little bit about the finish, as far as the striping, you could tell it's not like a good striping job. It just the striping don't match up too much. Sometimes in the cavity, they look like they're kind of peeling off a little bit. And there was some minor imperfections in the surface. Now, granted, again, say it's a second-owned guitar. They really didn't have it that long. It's not like they gigged with it. They really just played it for a video and then sent it off to me. But it is pretty cool. It's got coil splitting. That's another cool thing. I think the bridge pickup was kind of low in this one. But some people don't like reverse headstocks. Me, don't bother me whatsoever. But yeah, I think the reason why this is kind of falls into number two is that you can only really get them on Amazon. I've tried to find them elsewhere, but anywhere else they're usually always sold out. And the customer service thing. A lot of these companies, Firefly, Leo James, if you go to the Facebook page, you get somebody from the company or some representative eventually. But as far as like emails or anything like that, I don't know if they're getting a tremendous amount of emails back. but I get less of a response back from these companies than Tees. I could almost do like a time test of I'll just even email, Tees and Firefly or Festly. Guess what? You're gonna get an email back from Tees right away. And I don't think we're doing drastically that much more sales from Firefly. Maybe they're handling more, customer service issues. I don't know, but yeah, that's why I made number 2. I do apologize. There was no playing this video, but that actually might have made some of you happy, so you didn't have to listen to me. But each one of these guitars at least has one individual video, and they'll be linked down below. You could check them out if you want to see more about them. And those are just some of the great finds of guitars that we found in 2025. You've all been a fantastic audience, and as always, stay tuned. And not just my YouTube journey, but what I've found while for the one that, well, the 12 days of Christmas. Also, oh my God, from our fans. Oh my God.